Yes, yes, yes. Hello, everybody. I'm going to tell you about my evening so far. It's been a tough one, but I appreciate everyone who is waiting. I see you can't hear, you can't see me. There's a reason for that. I'm currently setting up. I'm going to explain in a moment. I'm just going to get my camera and then we'll be good to go. But in the meantime, enjoy some tunes. Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, thank you so much for waiting, for your patience. Let me fix this. Turned off. Okay, that's much better. Oh my goodness, so close. Wow. Guys, thank you so much for joining. Can you hear me and see me? Everyone hearing me and seeing me okay? If you can hear me and see me, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me. Does my voice sound normal? Sounds a little bit weird to me. Let me see if I can fix that. Charismatic vibes. Thanks so much for letting me know. How am I doing on this fine day? Man, I'm a little bit flustered at the moment. But to be honest, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in good health. I'm grateful. I'm really glad that you guys have stuck around, for those of you who have stuck around, to see what is going on. Let's see what's going on here. Excellent. Good. Everything's working. You can see me now. That means you can hear me as well because I asked the question, right? I hope that's the case. Yeah, so loving the beard, thank you. I had a haircut today, so I'm pretty fresh. I've not even washed my hair yet. So yeah. Oh, guys, honestly, today's been a busy day. How are you doing? How's your day been? How are you on this fine day? I'm hoping that you've had some sunshine in your life today. I'm hoping that you've had a chance to soak up the sun rays that are beaming over wherever you are. In London, it's sunny. We always talk about the weather here in London, and it's a sunny day, which makes us feel like spring is really here and summer is on the way, even though we've been getting some showers here and there as well. Yes. So today we're talking about fear and faith, fear versus faith. And it's a really interesting topic. Oh man, so what happened, right? Today I had quite a busy day. Wednesdays, I pick up the kids from school. I drop them to school, pick them up from school. I wanted to get a haircut yesterday, which would have made things a little bit easier, but my barber wasn't available. So I said, all right, cool. After school, I'll go and get my haircut. Man, on the way to getting my haircut, everything was running kind of smoothly. There wasn't too much traffic. I ended up being late to my appointment by about 5 minutes because I couldn't find anywhere to park. And then I ended up on the wrong road. I was on the wrong road, and I had my kids with me, so I'm walking a little bit slow, and I'm crossing the street, and I'm like, hold on a minute, this doesn't look like I'm in the right place. So I said, I'm sorry, girls, we need to go back to the car and go to the right road. And my eldest daughter, she says to me, why don't we just walk there, Daddy? And I'm like, that's going to take a long time to walk, especially with you guys on your little legs. So we went back to the car. And actually, I was walking in the completely wrong direction. I just had like a complete loss of my navigation system, wasn't working at the time. Anyway, I got my haircut, feeling great. I come home, I make dinner. I made an amazing chickpea curry. I made an amazing one. I made it last time. My amazing wife sang my praises, and she was like, are you going to make it again? So I made it again. So I made it today. I'm smelling a little bit of curry. And probably my whole house as well is smelling a little bit of curry. And after that, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to pack up. I know that I can set things up in about 20 minutes or so. So I'm going to go. And I wasn't streaming over the last few weeks from my house because I was a little bit concerned about being a little bit too loud, keeping my kids up, maybe them coming in and ruining, not even ruining, but like stealing the spotlight because they're much cuter than I am, coming in and like, you know, getting me a little bit sidetracked with their cuteness. And I was like, all right, cool. So I'm going to just at my mom's. So I'm on my way to my mom's. I'm like, yep, I've got everything. I've got the roadcast. I've got the mic. I've got the camera this time because last time I didn't have the camera. I'm starting to sound like a really disorganized person right now. Last time I didn't have my webcam, so I used the one from the laptop, which wasn't too bad. But this time I'm like, cool. I've got a haircut. I'm feeling fresh. I got my bright yellow jumper on. I'm good to go. I drive there, get to my mom's in about 20 minutes, and I stepped out of the car, put the rucksack on my bag, pick up my other bag, and before I even locked the door of the car, I was like, oh, I've forgotten something very important. I've forgotten the keys to my mom's house, my parents' house, my childhood home. I've forgotten the keys, and no one's at home. No one's at home. So I'm thinking, what do I do? What do I do? Do I just cancel it? Or where do I'm going to go back home. So I call my wife, which is like something that I do quite often when I'm annoyed, frustrated, angry, etc., etc. I call my wife. So I called her up and I said, babe, I'm going to have to do the live from home, from Pemberton HQ. And man, the fair, all the things that started come into my mind. It's like, oh my goodness, I know I left the house in a tip. Listen, if you've got kids or you've got nieces and nephews, then stuff happens, but we can't blame it all on the kids. We can't blame it all on the kids all the time. I know that I can't, right? And I recently moved offices, so there's some stuff in the back that would have been in the office. I'm not going to point it all out. There's some stuff in the background that I don't really like, but there's some cool stuff as well. I like my bookshelf. My screen, I'm not even straight. Hold on a second. Wait, is that straight? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna have to go from it is what it is. And I just heard my friend Othniel's voice in my head. No one's watching anyway, so just do whatever you want to do in it. That's his way of saying face your fears, just get on with it. So I'm driving back and I'm thinking that we're going to be talking about fear and faith today. And even though I want to encourage people to take the step and do something, do whatever they want to do and not be bound by fear, I'll find myself thinking I should just cancel it because I don't know if I'm going to get back on time. And all the fears of the unknowns are the things that caused me to be a little bit fearful in terms of going live this evening. And I thought to myself, man, look at that. We're talking about fear and I'm on my way to do a live to hopefully inspire someone, to hopefully help someone to make a decision to do something that they want to do, but they might be a little bit fearful. And here I am, full with fear. And it wasn't like I was afraid of going live. It was like all the little things. I'm going to start it late. What are people going to think of me? I'm not a man of my word. All that kind of stuff came to my mind. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get on with it. I'm going to take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And I'm just going to come home and do the live. And back home in St. Kitts and Nevis, where I was born, there's a saying that says, whatever happens, happens. I'm not going to say it in the way we say it with the accent because I've lost my accent. And my dad has told me not to bother trying to get it back. So I thought, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to just do the live anyway. So for you guys who are watching, who are engaged, I really appreciate you stopping by. I really appreciate you waiting and your patience as well. So just check in. How are you hearing me? Are you hearing me okay? Is my internet speed okay? Is it jagged? Are you seeing me okay? Is it making sense? Is the music too loud? Is it loud enough? Let me know. And if you are dropping anything in the comments, then while you're doing that, I'm going to bring up some notes that I made because I'm trying to be a little bit more intentional and organized when it comes to preparing for these lives. Let's get this over here. Okay, got it up. Cool. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what I forgot to do? I didn't send my broadcast to say I'm live. I just got a message from someone. The YouTube chat won't let me type for some reason. You should be able to. Let's go to settings. Let's see if we can figure this out now together. Let's do it together. YouTube. YouTube Studio. I'm figuring this out as we go along, guys. I'm figuring it out as we go along. This is the 6th live, isn't it? Episode 6. Can you believe it? Can you believe that I've done this 6 times? Maybe you can. Edit title and description. No, that's not the one. Edit details. So, audience, age restriction, allow automatic chapters, allow places, license, category, comments and ratings. Choose if and how you want to show comments. Hold potentially inappropriate comments for review. Is that what's going on? You're trying to leave me some inappropriate comments. Let's do allow all comments. Go on, and then I'll save. Show how many. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. So I've saved that. So I think that might allow you to leave a comment. And guys, if you remember from the first or second live, the person who sent me that message is the founder of. Do you know what? It's a bit weird. Because I'm moving to the right, and I'm on my screen. It goes to the left. It's a little bit weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. I want it to be that way. Anyway, the person who sent me that message is the founder of that company, Ayi Niwara Book Club. So getting a lot of features on here, Mr. Kumbo. Glad to have you as a friend and a colleague as well. So we're talking about fear and faith. So guys, before I start talking about that, as usual, if you would like to come on and have a chat with me, I'm going to drop the link in there and you're welcome to do so. So apparently there's a 10-second delay. So that should show up on YouTube at some point. Do you know what? I was trying to stream to Facebook as well, and I don't know if it's doing it. How do I find out? How do I find out if I'm live on Facebook? No idea. All right, never mind. We'll get back to that another day. So quickly, I want to encourage you to think about what you are grateful for. 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm incredibly grateful for my amazing and beautiful wife, Tiffany. She's so supportive of my entrepreneurial endeavors. She's so supportive as a wife and a mother to my children. And honestly, I couldn't imagine a better life, a better wife. I remember growing up, my dad and a few other people used to make this joke. You want to have a wife and not a knife. A wife and not a knife. And I used to say, that's my prayer, that when I get older, I have a good wife and not someone who's always cutting me up. Not that I would give anyone any reasons to cut me up. But she's so amazing. So I called her up, right? And she says, okay, babe, don't worry. We're going to do our best. We're going to do what we have to do. See you at home. So I come home and the house is a little bit tidier because there's only so much you can do in like 5 minutes. But yeah, and here we are. So I'm really grateful for Tiffany. I'm grateful for the people that are in my life. I'm really grateful for you guys who won this live, you guys who've been on a journey with me from the first one. Man, the first one, it was so impromptu. I had no idea what I was doing. It was just like, let me just see what's going to happen if I go live. And here we are 6 weeks later, and I'm still doing this live. I've gotten over my fear of putting myself out there and talking to the interwebs, because guys, when this goes on, it's there forever. My kids are going to see this when they grow up older, when they're older. You know, my grandchildren, maybe my great grandchildren might see this too. They probably will, because you'll be on YouTube, hopefully forever. You know, so here I am, and it's been 6 weeks, and it's amazing. It's amazing to think that this started in my office, where I was feeling down because we're getting kicked out, essentially. Not for anything that we've done wrong, but just because, you know, the building was closing down. And here I am in my living room, and all the stuff that I was thinking would go wrong and all the stuff, it doesn't matter anymore because I'm here with you guys. Like, so that's 2 things I'm grateful for: my amazing wife, and I'm grateful for you guys. Awais, I was talking about you today, Awais. I was talking about you today. I was talking about you as an entrepreneur and the business that we worked on together back at Braytrim House Co-work Hub. And I was like, what you did with your company was absolutely phenomenal. And I was talking about that to someone today, because that was really, really cool. How are you getting on with your flying lessons? How's that going? Are you flying? You have to take me flying if you're flying. If you got your license, let me know. I'm coming flying with you, mate. So yes, I'm grateful for those 2 things. And one other thing I'm going to express gratitude for is my mastermind group. So a mastermind group, if you don't know, is a group of people that come together with a similar mindset, maybe a similar goal, and they're working towards something. So in our case, we're entrepreneurs. We have our own business, and we're really looking at improving ourselves as business leaders, as business people, and becoming the people or the person that we want to be. So I had a great session today. There was one person missing for unfortunate circumstances, but it was always great to have someone look at your business from a completely different lens. And I really, really appreciated the time that I spent. So these 3 things that I'm grateful for, they're all centered around people. And the people that we associate ourselves with have such a massive impact on our lives. They can increase the amount of fear that we have for something, and they can also increase the amount of faith that we have. The faith in ourselves, the faith in our ideas, the faith in whatever we believe in. So it's a beautiful thing to have great people around you. I keep talking about that all the time. I'm a person that I like to encourage, and I love being encouraged as well. So having good people around me who could inspire me and who I can inspire is like a win for me on any day. Oh wait, no flying. COVID ruined a lot of things. Hey man, you can still get back up there though, right? You can still get back up there. When you do get back up there, let me know. Because I've been thinking about flying as well. I've been thinking about flying quite a lot. I don't know when I'm going to do it. But I did have the opportunity to go flying with someone who I was introduced to last year. So yeah, so fear versus faith. Fear versus faith. This is actually a tough one, because I don't know if you remember, but back in the early 2000s, there used to be like a hat. There was a hat and there was a shirt that said "No Fear," and loads of people was wearing this stuff, and it was like "No fear, no fear." And there's this whole kind of movement and rhetoric almost about people saying that they have no fear, like they're not afraid of anything. And I think that was quite empowering in a lot of ways, but also a little bit naive, because we all have our fears, and we have to face them. And I guess telling myself, or people telling themselves that they have no fear would get them like pumped up, hyped up to take the action. It was, I guess it helped. Because in the early 2000s, what did we see? We saw a lot of things go wrong. in terms of the economy and all that kind of stuff. But also we saw a lot of great things come out of that period of time. So maybe the no fear thing worked. It's kind of like saying fake it till you make it, isn't it? There's a lot to talk about faking it till you're making it, sort of thing. But yeah, so fear versus faith. We all have our fears, yes. And there's always something that's going to come to our mind that's going to cause us to have some sort of doubt. And that doubt can be fueled by our thoughts, our irrational or our rational actually. And that could then turn into fear because it's like, I don't think this thing might work out that I want to do. So it's kind of like, oh, let me just, I don't know if I'm going to do this. I don't think I can do this. And it turns into fear. You're like, oh, actually, I don't think I can do it. I can't bring myself to doing it. So there's a quote that goes something like this. I hope I don't mess it up. He who says he can and he who says he cannot are both usually right. He who says he can and he who says he can and he who says he cannot are both usually right. What is that? Does that make sense? Is it true? Is it true? Is it true? Let me know in the comments. Guys, engage. Let me know if it's making sense. Does that make sense? Is that a true statement? Do you agree with it? Maybe. I got another message. Aya Niwora. Aya, like Aya Niger Rastafari. Aya Niwora Book Club. You got to coach me on this Yoruba to combo, First of all, for all my Nigerian friends, I'm still, all of you, my Nigerian friends, my Nigerian brothers and sisters, I'm still humbly waiting for my invite to Nigeria. Thank you. Maybe when I come back, I'll be able to pronounce things a little bit better. Okay. I don't know why you can't make comments. This is really welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. I don't know why you can't do that. That's weird. I would love to have your engagement as well. Okay. So yeah, he who says he is he who says he can and he who says he cannot are both usually right, and that's so true. And there's this there's a lot of quotes tonight, I guess. Another quote is as a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Or another translation is, you are what you think, or you are what you think. So whatever you believe is possible or impossible, you're going to move in that direction. And that would either cause you to take action or not. It's really interesting, this sort of conflict between fear and faith that we go through on a regular basis, on a daily basis, maybe on a hourly, weekly, daily, minutely, secondly basis, right? So guys, this is going to turn into a little bit of a coaching session with some nice tunes in the background. Yeah. Question. I have a few questions. What are you most afraid of? And you don't have to say it in the comments. This is just for you to think about. What are you most afraid of? What are you most afraid of? And I know there's a lot of things that we're afraid of. There's fear of success, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, natural and rational fears like being fearful of going into the jungle by yourself, or the safari by yourself. I'm not really talking about that kind of stuff, but more of the fears that are associated with our mindset. What are you afraid of? And then I've got 2 more questions for you after that, right? So question number 1 is, what are you afraid of? And then if we were to do it, we'd have to question A after that, or B, because it's not question 2 or 3. Well, I suppose it is. Anyway, what are you afraid of? And what can you do about this thing that you are afraid of? What can you do about it? Ooh, getting kind of deep here. Do you have your notes? Do you have your pens and paper out? Are you making notes? Am I changing lives out here on the World Wide Web with my 3 viewers? Come on, guys. Yeah. What can you do about the things you are afraid of? What can you do about it? Right? What can you do about it? And next question is, what can you do to overcome this fear? So, speaking of my good friend Takumbo and my mastermind, a few years ago, I think it feels like, a few years ago, I was talking about, I did a YouTube video and mentioned my mastermind and how they challenged me on some of the things that I was being fearful of. And they said to me, just do it, just go and do it. The things that you want to do, stop thinking about it, stop over analyzing, overthinking about it, and just go do it. Just go do it. And that's a great way to get over something that you know that you should do, and something that's going to have a massive impact on your life. It's a great way to get over it and help you to get to your goal or achieve whatever your vision is. So yes, so we've spoken about fear now, right? And what are you afraid of? Let's move on a little bit. Let's move on and let's talk about your desires. What do you desire the most? It could be that you desire to get away. I should be on this side. To get away from something, or it could be that you desire to move towards something, away from something, or towards. This isn't making any sense. Anyway, what do you desire the most? What do you desire the most? It might be freedom. It might be love. And now, if you recognize what you desire the most, what are some of the things that you can actually do to get closer to this thing that you desire? What are some of the steps? Do you know what? What's the number one step that you can take right now, today, tonight? What's the number one step that you could take to get you closer to that decision that you want to make, to that thing that you want to do, that desire? And I think for me, in a lot of cases, is making that decision and then taking any kind of action as soon as possible. Like in this moment, take some sort of action. It might be sending a message, sending an email, calling someone. It might be setting something up. In my case with these lives, just hitting the go live button and see what happens. So what can you do to get closer to your desire? What's that one thing that would move the needle, get you a little bit closer to your desire? What is it? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So, thought about the things that we're afraid of, and we've analyzed, I hope you've analyzed in some way what you can do about it. And I hope you've analyzed what you can do to get closer to your dreams and your desires. Now, I mentioned maybe a few lives ago, I did something with my coach a few years ago. I should say one of my coaches a few years ago. And that was to look back over the years, to look at my achievements. And that was like a bit of a ego boost, you know, for me to say, I've done something good, I've done something great. I could do it again. I've got greatness in me. So have a think about the things that you've done in the past and allow that to infuse you with enthusiasm, allow it to encourage you and to build you up and help you to take that step further. Maybe it might be surrounding yourself with the right people. Who is that one person or two people or group of people that when you're around, you feel unstoppable? Who are those people that you need to get in touch with? It's so important for us to really analyze our lives, but don't get stuck in analysis paralysis, but really think about where we are now and the things that we want to achieve and what's stopping us and what we can do about it, right? Okay, so I think we started like 10 minutes late. I tried to get on live as soon as possible, and honestly, I can have a little sigh of release now because the lives are supposed to be 30 minutes long. And after all the stuff that was going through my mind when I'm driving down, driving back home, it didn't matter. Right? I've done the live. You guys have been engaging. It's been great to see some of your comments. And here we are, coming to the end of another live. Now, next week, I don't think I'm going to be going live. And if I do, it'll probably be very late. But I might do a pre-record. And I'll probably tell you a little bit more about that the following week, because I'm not ready to talk about it yet, and you'll find out why. So next week I might go. No, I won't go live early. I'll probably go live late, or I'll do a pre-record. But either way, we're gonna have a little bit of a session again on Wednesday, 8 p.m. British summertime. That's what the S is for, right? British summertime. So once again, my friends, my people, thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this journey. I appreciate you from the bottom, the middle, and the top of my heart. I really, really, really do. I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your very existence. For you guys who have been messaging me on WhatsApp, well, it's just one person really, who's been messaging me on WhatsApp. I'm also gutted that you couldn't comment. I don't know what that is really about, but nonetheless, it's been amazing. Shall we hang out a little bit more? Shall we stay on here? Shall I talk? No one tried to join to talk to me or talk with me, and that's okay. Shall we just keep the tunes going a little bit longer? Maybe I'll keep the tunes going a little bit longer. Yeah, it's been great. It's been cool. Yeah, do you know, one of the things that got me a little bit nervous when I was on my way here was, oh dear, this plant in the back, right? That you can't really see it because the the light is bright, but that plant is dead. I think they call it a money tree. Now, this plant it might be older than I am. I think it is older than I am. So my grandparents-in-law, is that a thing? Anyway, my wife's maternal grandparents had this tree all the way up north in Shropshire, and I had seen it in the house when I went to visit, and it ended up making its way all the way down to London. Now, I'm 40 next year. This plant is older than I am, and we killed it. I'm not sure what happened. I know sometimes plants don't like being moved. I've heard that before. But this one, we had it in our kids' room, and then we started noticing that it was struggling a little bit. Leaves started dropping off. Then we thought, okay, cool. Let's do some research. They say it needs to be near a window. I think it's supposed to be on the east side. Who knows? But there was no space near a window on the east side where we are. So it's on the west side. Our youngest child started plucking off these leaves. She enjoyed that for some reason. So I was thinking to myself, oh my goodness, this thing is leaning. It's like, it's not looking good. I'm just pointing it out to you now, and it's not looking great. And that's just going to be super embarrassing. But the good thing about it is that plant has had 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, I think maybe 12, 10 or 12 grandchildren or children, 12 children, which is amazing. So when we noticed that something was going wrong, there was some sort of rotting thing that was happening, and we're just hoping that it will come back to life. There's like one tiny leaf left, or suckle or whatever it is, that's holding on for dear life. So when we noticed that, we started planting them in little pots so that they could grow. So there's about 12 of them, I think, which is kind of cool. So it lives on, and I'm grateful for that. But it was just so funny that I was thinking about, this is of all the things I'm thinking about, not how quickly I can get to set up. I'm thinking about that thing in the background, messing up my life. And it turns out that it didn't matter because we had a great time. Anyway, enjoy this tune as we close out. Once again, thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace in, and peace out.